Hey guys, what's going on? Savon Cyrus of SC Reports. It's good to see you here. Guys, let's talk about day 2 of free agency. There's not a lot of losers, a whole lot of winners. So we're going to kind of just talk about the main things that happened today. So let's get started. All right, guys. So to start off this video, we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls. They already had a really good day yesterday getting Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso. Now they are adding another good centerpiece in DeMar DeRozan. Now, for some reason, I feel like DeMar DeRozan has continually, I don't know if it's because he's been playing for the Raptors before, but he is always seemed to be overlooked. He is a phenomenal scorer. He's improved his three-point shot. He hits his free throws at a high clip. And as he's gotten older, he's become a much better facilitator. That's just this year, he's averaged 7 assists. He's become a really good player, and he averages 50% from the field. He's an efficient scorer, and he's going to the Chicago Bulls to join Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, and Nikola Vucevic. So this is a really good team now. They have a really good four that you can rely on. 3 people that can get 20 points easily. Zach LaVine can go for 30. You know, you have 2 great facilitators in Lonzo and DeMar DeRozan. You have Vucevic, who can stretch the floor as well. He made 3-pointers last year for the Magic. So Vucevic isn't just going to get stuck in the paint. He can space the floor for these guys, opening up lanes for Zach LaVine, for DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan can hit big shots. He's been doing it in San Antonio. So it doesn't just have to be on Zach LaVine anymore. This is a team that was very aggressive, and now they have to seal the deal. They have to make sure that they get Zach LaVine to sign an extension, and they have done a phenomenal job. I think they do have to add a few either 3-and-D guys or some defensive guys just off the bench to kind of help mold the team a little bit. They have the scoring. I think they just have to focus on the defense now. And for the Chicago Bulls, they've kind of struggled mightily since the unfortunate injuries to Derrick Rose, but now it looks like they're on the right track again, and I'm very excited to see what these guys do next season. Now, second, we have to look at the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, you guys know these guys are far and away probably the winners today. They added Dwight yesterday. They done a few things, but today they added Carmelo Anthony, Malik Monk, Kendrick Nunn, and they were able to retain THT, Talon Horton-Tucker, on a 3-year, $32 million deal. So they kept the promising young star in THT, who has shown that, and they're hoping he can develop next year and be much more consistent. You bring in Carmelo Anthony, who shot 40% from 3 last year. He did step back in his minutes, only playing 24 minutes a game. We'll see what his style in this Laker offense will be, whether it is a 6-man kind of guy or the starter, but then Talon Horton comes in and kind of takes over some of those minutes. He has been an efficient 3-point shooter last year, and a reliable one at that. Kendrick Nunn, in the same boat. When he was given time, when Goran Dragic was out, he did really good stuff there for Miami. Wasn't always efficient at times, but he can hit the occasional 3. And he's someone that isn't afraid. Because, again, he was in that Heat culture. So, when you look at all that, and you also add Malik Monk on a minimum deal. He is a young guy. He should be trying to get money. But for some reason, Malik Monk goes on a minimum deal to the Los Angeles Lakers. That is insane. So, he now... they get another 3-point threat but also a guy that can get his shots when he wants to. So, phenomenal job by the Los Angeles Lakers in day 2. They've addressed their three-point shooting needs in 2 days. They've brought in some really good players. These guys are a little bit older, but I think ultimately it's not enough to kind of worry about, at least right now. Let's see how they play their first few games, and I'm sure they're going to all need time to adjust to each other. So it might look rocky at first, but I ultimately do think that these guys all fit well on this team. I think this is the deepest bench LeBron has ever had in his career. And it's happening now when he needs it the most against the Brooklyn Nets. So there's a few bulletin stuff now because really we only got hit with the Los Angeles Lakers stuff today. Not a lot of guys left out there. So this might be the last day or maybe tomorrow, and then I'm gonna wrap up this video. But let's get through these bulletin points of other stuff that happened today. So for the Jazz, they picked up Rudy Gay. They picked up a really good veteran. Rudy Gay still has some value to him. Obviously, he's not the 25 point per game scorer that he used to be. In bunches, Rudy Gay can help this team though. Again, a long guy, plays hard, and ultimately that's what they need off the bench. Joe Ingles was kind of up and down last year, so I think this is just bringing in another guy to help. I expect him to bounce back as well, Joe Ingles, but the Jazz are already a really good team. They don't really need to add a lot of stuff. Bringing in a guy like Rudy Gay, who can get you a few boards here and there at the forward position, I think that's a pretty good job by the Utah Jazz. Moving on to the Miami Heat, they had a really good day 1. They're adding Markieff Morris, won a ring with the Lakers back in the bubble, and I think that is a good get. Markieff Morris can stretch the floor, and he plays some solid defense here and there. And for the Golden State Warriors, I wasn't sure if I was going to add this or not, but it happened today. Steph Curry did sign that extension, making him a lifer. I think this is going to be his last contract. And really sad to say, it makes me feel like I am getting truly old. But this feels like it might be Curry's last contract. And that's pretty much it. And lastly, let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets. These guys signed Patty Mills right before the Lakers had their barrage of signings. And ultimately, he's a veteran shooter that's going to come in and essentially kind of play the Joe Harris role. Right now, you just have 2 really good shooters essentially on your bench, potentially. And there might be times where Kevin Durant's out there and he gets doubled, and you have the option of seeing open Patty Mills or an open Joe Harris. That's pretty scary, right? So ultimately, it is a veteran move for a good shooter. And that's ultimately how I feel about that. Not a lot to say about Brooklyn. They didn't make a lot of crazy stuff. They brought back Blake Griffin, and we all kind of expected that for them to run it back. And that's my video for today, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think about day 2 of free agency. Not a lot of action from a ton of teams, but Chicago Bulls and Lakers were obviously the clear winners of today. So again, guys, let me know what you think. What team are you rooting for? What team needs to make moves via sign and trade or just sign specific players? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Share it with a friend, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.